Hello, lovely people. This is Nicole.
And this is Samantha.
With the power of we are here to switch it up and teach you about business, relationships, and how to not only survive, but make it in Los Angeles.
In each episode, we will have top influential guests from the world of real estate. We work hard,
We stage hard.
and we get it done.
The power of we.
Hey, Nicole.
Hey, Sam. How are you?
I am so excited to be here today, and we have an exciting guest, so let's get right into it.
Kerri Kasem is a broadcaster and documentary filmmaker who is also a leading advocate for elder rights. After personal family challenges, she founded the Kasem Cares Foundation and has helped pass legislation in dozens of states to protect families from isolation. Welcome to our podcast.
It's so exciting. I know before we get in, we don't have a lot of time today,
Yeah.
I know, but I have to say, I loved your dad.
Oh, thank
And why
you.
I connected is because I was so close to my father. He was in real estate, but Casey Kasem, top 40.
Yeah.
I always listen to that. So we have to give him praise where he deserves.
Thank you so much. Yeah, he was my hero. He was everything to me. And I think that's why I fought so hard with the legislation that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wait, how did you do that, first of all?
Sheer willpower. It was like, there was no way I wasn't going to see my dad again. And for people who aren't familiar with my story, my dad got sick with Lewy body dementia and Parkinson's. We didn't know it was Lewy body dementia because meaning my entire family, my dad's friends and family, other family members, were excluded from everything by his wife. They completely shut out of anything. His phone was taken away. The gates of his house were literally closed. His staff was fired. So we didn't know what was going on until I won guardianship over my father, conservatorship/guardianship.
And how long did that take?
8 months of fighting and not being able to see him. And in the beginning of the fight, my stepmother allowed us to see him at a hospital that she had him in. In fact, she used the hospital as babysitters because she had a boyfriend. So she would drop my dad off. And I knew this because when I won guardianship over my dad, I got all the medical records, and CPS was called on her several times for not picking my dad up and leaving him for weeks at hospitals.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
It was terrible. It was terrible. But there's thousands of families going through this right
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And when my story broke, because I was on a syndicated radio show, my dad was very famous.
Right.
People started writing me saying, this is happening to me. I don't have money for an attorney. I don't know what to do. There are no laws against this.
Right.
And I was told that I wasn't going to win anything over a wife of 34 years.
Wow.
And so I fired those two lawyers. I hired a lawyer who believed in me. I gathered enough evidence through the months of egregious elder abuse. I presented my case and I won it.
Wow,
But it took
that's
8 months.
Incredible. Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you. I
That's a big
changed the law.
accomplishment.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
This is crazy because when I was told I wasn't going to win,
Yeah.
there was like nothing that was going to stop me from seeing my father, right?
Right.
And I was going to
Of
die
course.
trying. Because
Yeah.
if my father passed and I didn't do everything in my power to see him,
Right.
I would have regretted it for the rest of my life.
Right.
So when I'm told by two attorneys, you're never going to win a guardianship over a wife of 34 years, I said, okay, well, then I'm going to change the law.
Yeah.
And my mother is a Republican fundraiser, and my father was a hardcore Democrat. So I grew up with a Republican and a Democrat. So it was very,
That must have
very
been
interesting,
fun.
right? And then my stepfather was in the legislature. So he's
wow.
like, I can help you write this bill. I can help.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I started writing it. I put it out there that I was going to do a bill. I had Representative Mike Gatto call us up his office and say, hey, we want to get on this with you.
Wow.
And
That's
so
incredible.
I was basically doing my syndicated radio show, going to court and flying up to the capital of the state to get, to
Incredible.
talk to senators about my bill.
Right.
And so I actually won in court and I changed the law in California.
Wow.
That's congratulations.
Thank
again.
you.
That's
Congratulations.
amazing.
Thank you.
That's
And then
incredible.
You've had quite the journey, I have to say.
Yeah.
But you know what? With sheer determination and, not having fear in your mind, you did it.
right.
That's incredible. So where are you now?
So with the legislation, we have 22 states, 24 bills
Wow.
in 22 states, and we're going federally. So I've been in D.C.
Nice.
Working with people in D.C. Yeah, and
That's so
hopefully,
exciting.
thank you. It is. hopefully we'll get something done up there. It takes a while, and we've been in DC for the last 6-7 years.
You know, people don't want to talk about when we get old, right? Like, you know, my aunt, she's how old? 89.
Yeah.
And she's sharp as can be. But, you know, her body's starting to fail, and her husband is younger, and they're going to transition. And it's such a hard time for people. And I can't even imagine if your wits aren't about you and you can't make
advantage, right?
Yeah,
that's
awful.
It is awful, and especially when you talk to your dad every day.
Yeah.
You see him all the time. There was a point I was working for him, so I saw him every day. And,
oh, really?
Right.
Yeah, and then I wanted to learn everything about the radio biz. Right, I was going to radio school. I was interning for my dad. I was doing everything I could. Yeah, and so I just talk to him all the time. My brother and sister talk to him every day. Like we all talk to. My dad is Lebanese. If you know anything about like the Arabs and the Arab culture, it's like your kids and your parents. It's very, very tight.
Very tight. Yeah.
And she wanted to drive a wedge, and she did, and it it was very hard.
Yeah.
But I overcame that, and I got to be with him in the last 2 weeks of life by his bed and by his side. And it's a very long story. I actually did Audible. Audible had they came to us, and this producer Eliza Rosen came, and she said, "Hey, we want to do a podcast with you." And she sold it to Audible, and it took us a year to make. And it's the entire story using not just my point of view, because if you see it from my point of view, it's like, oh, kid against stepmom, stepmom against kid. It wasn't. It's using the caretakers, using all my dad's friends, using like the people in the house at the time. Like it's everybody. It's like a true crime. Like novel when you listen to it, and it's real. Like I can't
that's
believe this was
a lot
happening.
of trauma for
crazy.
you. What do you do to calm your body down? What do you do? Like there's so many listeners that have so much trauma, and instead of choosing drinking and drugging and all that, what do you do?
I'll tell you. I'm a Scientologist, and I did auditing. And auditing to audit someone's is to listen, to hear, right? And that type of therapy, I've been in therapy since I was 8 years old. Like dealing with my dad and mom getting divorced was the hardest thing for me. So I was in therapy. And I remember telling my friend Michael, why things come at you, he's an entrepreneur, like they hit you like bombs and you're okay. And you keep going. And everything is okay in your life. Why? And he's like, well, I do this type of therapy. I'm like, what is this? What are you talking about? And he's like, it's called auditing. So I did it, and it literally, like all the therapy that I had and all the anger that I had for the situation that my dad put us in, marrying a woman who hated us, was gone within a month. Like I'm like, but it's still there. I still know what happened. I still know what she is and who she is. And but I don't have to live with that heaviness.
Well, that's amazing.
I don't have
That's
to live
amazing.
the anger was immense in me.
Yeah.
And it was ruining relationships.
Right.
Of
Like
course.
boyfriends, right? It would
ways.
come out
Yeah.
on them. That wasn't fair. That was my stuff,
Yeah.
So I did this, and I'm like, whoa, this thing works.
That's
this was
amazing.
amazing, right? So I've been doing that now for quite a long time, and I feel like I can handle life better. I
That's
can handle
great.
problems better.
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
And you were on Modern Day Wife, correct?
I did.
Yes,
Modern Day Wife is.
I love Megan.
Megan is
She-
amazing. The Megan.
Yes.
Shout out to
the
the
Megan
Megans.
show. Yes, but Megan F is like, she is just so supportive, and she always sends us amazing guests.
she's wonderful.
She's incredible. That woman is a powerhouse.
Yeah.
I love her. Anything she sets her mind to,
She does.
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So, Kerri, they wrote in with some questions. So, you grew up surrounded by media and storytelling with your father, Kerri Kasem. Tell us a little bit more about that.
My dad, was so sincere. He got so many letters. I remember at the height of his career, thousands of letters every week.
I can imagine.
Sweet.
Of people wanting a long distance dedication to someone that was gone, someone that was in, maybe.
Yeah.
But
at war.
maybe our listeners don't even understand, what we're talking about. So Tell him from the very beginning. So we would listen to the radio all the time.
Yeah.
And he was like the guy counting down the top 40.
That's right.
Right?
He created the countdown.
Oh, okay.
So whenever you hear a countdown, that's his format. That's what he created. Yeah.
That's very cool.
It is. So American Top 40 was his. Now Ryan Seacrest has it.
Right.
And so it's counting down the top 40 hits.
Yeah.
But what people really tuned into besides the music, and they would record, I can't tell you how many times people that I would record that every week. So we would always put in order what we thought would be
Touched
number one.
a lot of people's hearts.
But they would listen for the long distance dedication. And that was really a heartfelt letter to, it could be your dog, it could be a cat, it could be someone you loved, it could be somebody who died. And when I worked for my dad and I interned for him, there were some letters. God, it makes me sad.
You know what? Cry all the time on here.
I will. I have no issue with it. I just don't want my lashes to fall off. He would get so emotional reading these letters that we would have to take a break and let him read it again because he had so much love for humanity. He loved people. And there's pictures of him. I'm talking 70s and 80s, where he's holding a camera up. He's on a red carpet and there's, fans around him and he's doing this. I'm like, my dad, the first selfie, we would run through airports and people would want a picture or an autograph and he didn't have time. And he would just say, write down your number. And I'll call you and get you a picture.
That's so
and
nice.
Every single
That's
time
so
he did it, he
cool.
would send somebody a signed picture every time.
That's
Wow.
so nice.
Yeah.
That says a lot about him.
He never took for granted where he came
That's
from
incredible.
and the people who made him.
He didn't get into his ego about everything.
Never had it. He loved people. And we would go to radio conventions. And when it was time to go, that was like another 2-hour cycle because we'd be leaving and I remember just pulling on his pants. I was a little kid, I'm like, can we go?
Yeah.
But he would stop and talk to every single person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
amazing.
I love to hear the old stories because obviously she's young and she didn't get to grow up and
it's a little
time
different.
just keeps going on and he was such a great person in my life. So it's very exciting
cool.
that you are now doing that. So that brings me to what's happening in your life now.
I'll tell you, but for people that are younger and that don't know him, he was the voice of Shaggy on Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
Yes.
Very famous voice.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
People
Almost 40
still do
years,
that.
right? And it's still being played.
Can
It's
you do
the
the
longest
voice?
running. Huh?
Can you do the voice
Oh, no.
too?
No.
You're like, no, forget about that.
Like Zoids?
I'm sure
That's
people
about
ask
it.
you that.
That's about it. Zoids?
pretty good.
Yeah, okay. No, my brother can do his voice really well and stuff.
wow.
That's
Like,
crazy.
cool.
Did
Yeah.
he enjoy that?
Loved it.
Yeah,
This is my dad. Here's another dadism. It's like, Dad, why don't we go take a vacation? And our vacations would be family vacations back to Detroit.
Yeah.
Or like our Lebanese conventions, the Druze convention. We were grown up Christian and Druze, Druzy. It's kind of like Buddhism and Muslim put together. He was very spiritual man, But he said, why would I take a vacation from my life?
Oh,
Wow.
I love what I
That's
do.
really
I like
interesting.
I love what I
actually.
do.
that's a good perception.
Yeah.
of it,
Wow.
actually.
Like,
That's interesting. I like
like
Yeah.
why it's true. Why it's
Yeah.
like taking a vacation from a vacation. He
Yeah.
loves what
Right.
every day he loved.
wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's
He was
cool.
Yeah.
very positive.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
extremely positive.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Very cool.
Yeah. So what am I doing now? That's a great question because I love what I'm doing now too.
Great. We love that.
Yes. I had Lyme disease for 11 years. In
wow.
fact, when I was fighting for my dad, I was so sick.
That can be really hard.
Exhausted, tired, but I pushed through. I didn't know what it was. I had wrong diagnoses from you have lupus, it might be MS. Oh, it's
Very
hormonal.
scary when they don't know.
Oh yeah, it was all these. I
Awful.
got all these tests and nothing came back as right. But they would put me on wrong medications. My hair fell out twice.
Jeez.
Like chunks.
Her
of it.
hair fell out twice, and look at her
No,
hair.
it's coming.
Long hair.
Thank God it's back.
That's
It's
all
literally
yours.
coming
Wow.
back.
I'm
Yeah.
impressed.
Beautiful.
Because this
Thank
isn't
you.
all mine.
But it looks gorgeous and it doesn't matter as long as it looks good. Yeah, no.
True.
Thank God my hair grew back. I wear a lot of extensions like clip-ins and wigs, and I have so many wigs. It's crazy, but that's a whole nother story. The beauty in the hair thing.
Kind of fun though.
But yeah, it's so fun. So I'm doing what handled my Lyme, what reversed my Lyme, was biomagnetism, biomagnetic therapy.
Okay.
And a lot of people will know it as the Goy's technique or pairing. This is very different. It's not small magnets on your body. You are in a reclining chair. The reclining chair has huge magnets made of rare earth metals, very strong.
Whoa.
And then, from head to toe, you're covered in these large magnets.
Weren't you scared?
No. I was like, there's
Wanted to do
30
anything
chairs.
to get
Everybody's in
better.
there telling me that all their diseases are gone.
Wow.
You know, and
That's
I'm
exciting.
sitting in this chair. Yeah. And I've tried everything from ozone to, you cannot get a needle in my arm. Maybe a pediatric nurse could do it. I ruined my veins with all of the drips, with all of the ozones, with everything that I did. My veins are destroyed.
Really?
Yeah. And it would make you feel better for a little bit. Then you come crashing down, right? There's so many different, like the antibiotics are the worst. It absolutely destroys you. And there's so many different therapies that make you feel better.
Yeah.
And then you come
For that
crashing
time.
down. Yeah.
So where is this like, how'd you find out about this? I've never heard about this.
I was in Las Vegas doing oxygen treatment. That was amazing, called Cocoon. Do you remember the movie Cocoon? You may not, with Wilford Brimley, all the old people getting in the water, and then they get out and they're feeling great. Dr. Robert Lyons created that kind of water, that kind of oxygen water.
Wow.
So it penetrates all your skin, and the oxygen goes straight to you.
Wow.
And it saved my life. It literally brought me back from the dead.
Wow.
Besides having like pain, I have rheumatoid arthritis from Lyme disease. I have, I don't want to say I have anymore because most of it is gone. I don't have the pain anymore. That is
great.
gone. Yeah.
That's amazing.
But when I had Lyme, it was like my skin was sensitive. I had sexual dysfunction. I had bright red eyes and light. I couldn't be in a room with any lights. It hurt so bad.
Wow.
Yeah. Skin issues, rashes everywhere, a heartbeat that was like, brrrrum, brrrrum. Like it was just like everything. But
It's
then
so scary when this kind of stuff happens.
terrifying. I mean, that's just some of my symptoms. There were so many.
Right.
I did a whole podcast on it, so you can look it up.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
Kerri Kasem Lyme. But I couldn't think anymore. Like I couldn't remember anything. And my grandfather died with Alzheimer's. My uncle died with Alzheimer's. My dad with Lewy body dementia. We have Alzheimer's in our family.
Right.
I thought for sure that this was early onset Alzheimer's. And that's the only thing that got me to stop working, the only thing. And I took my work with me to Las Vegas when I moved there for 8 or 9 months. And I was there getting that treatment. But every time, about a month after the treatment, after I'd stopped doing it, symptoms would come back in a little bit. Not all of them.
Right.
But they started. I knew it wasn't gone. So I met a holistic doctor, and he said, you have to do biomagnetic therapy. It cured my Lyme disease. I almost died of Lyme.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So I said, I'm
and
gonna
so
try
what
this.
are you doing now?
So I opened up a biomagnetic therapy clinic. It's called Brigo Magnetics. Brigo meaning bridge. But this is why I named it. I had no idea why I named it. I'm like, they're like, why is it Brigo? I'm like, well, it's the name of my favorite horse. I went viral with a horse video with 1 billion views with this horse video 4 years ago. And it was literally symbolizing my entire recovery from Lyme disease. I could ride this horse without reins, without a saddle, flying down the beach in Morocco. And it was my freedom. It was my freedom ride, I guess you could say. But it was like, I'm back.
That's amazing.
That's incredible.
And so that always, Brigo meant health, meant life, and recovery. So I called my clinic Brigo, and then I looked it up. I'm like, I got to know what this is.
Right.
Yeah.
And it means bridge.
Oh, wow.
It's like a bridge to health. It was
So I'm
amazing.
sure a lot of people are listening that do have Lyme disease. Where do they go to?
So I
get
have
this
convinced
treatment?
many people to put this type of biomagnetic therapy, it's a big reclining chair, in their offices. So we have Dr. Marie, who created this. She's a doctor of metaphysical sciences. Comes from a fifth line of magnet healers.
Wow.
So she's been doing this 30 years. She's in Ukaipa, right outside of LA. She is, I don't know how to, I've met many people who say they're healers, many.
Yeah.
She is a true healer.
Wow.
I've seen,
And does she make the chairs herself?
she makes them.
And so how
Yes.
would, if I had that, where would I find that?
Well, you can buy one. You can go to her clinic. You can go, there's a chair in Glendale. There's chairs in Las Vegas. Now there's chairs in Fort Myers. And there's my chairs in Tampa, the Tampa area of Florida.
Oh, great.
Nice.
And there's some that are going into Minnesota. One's now in Texas. We got one in Texas. So and it's right outside of Austin. So just call me.
Yeah.
You can put my number, put everything.
Yes.
My
and
email.
how long did it take you after you started using the chair?
So this is amazing. It is so strong and so powerful. I went once a week for an hour, and between 6 and 8 months, they reversed my Lyme disease.
Wow, that's incredible.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, that's
And
like
it's not
a dream.
invasive. You're not getting surgery.
No. But if you
That's
have very
incredible.
bad Lyme, you will have a die-off effect, meaning all the what's usually have co-infections like Babesia, Bartonellas,
Right.
Epstein-Barr virus, which comes with a heavy viral load, and you're killing that.
Yeah.
You're killing all the pathogens, the bacteria, everything. So you start to feel exhausted. You feel like you're getting sick, but you're not. Your body and your immune system pushing out all the dead stuff.
Wow.
And so my Lyme people can usually go for the first 2 to 3 months once a week. And then after that, they can go twice. And then they can start going. And it actually will reduce the time needed on the chairs.
Wow.
Wow,
That's impressive.
I mean, that's why I like doing this podcast,
it's
because
so
we
cool.
learn so much. This is great because so many
You're
people
changing the world.
I know
Thank
because I
you.
had black toxic mold and no one could help me. And then I finally found an Ayurvedic doctor.
Yes.
And I was like, this person's woo-woo crazy. And it totally worked.
Yeah.
So I feel you and I'm so excited. So how would someone get a hold of you?
brigomagnetics@gmail.com. That's my email. You can email me there.
You're very old school, by the way.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
So-
It's just an email. I love
love
you
it.
already.
No, but I also
And you have social media,
I
of
have
course.
social media.
Okay.
Well, and my website's being redone right now. So I have a website.
Very cool.
Yes, and there's going to be a lot more on it. But you have to be careful. I don't ever say I cure anything. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
I say I
Right.
can help. All I know
Right.
is it
It worked for you.
healed my Lyme disease.
Right.
It worked for me.
Right.
So now we're having actual blood tests come out. And I just
Wow.
had blood tests on a guy who was at a clinic spending quite a lot of money for a year, and he got better. But the Lyme was still there, and his liver values were very bad. So he spent 6 months on the chair, and he doesn't have Lyme or bad liver anymore.
Wow.
Wow, that's
He actually
incredible.
just
Congratulations
That's
on
amazing.
this
Thank you.
accomplishment.
It's incredible,
It's been-
honestly.
Thank you.
It's
With the
honestly-
legislation and the chair, I
Wow.
mean, you really are helping so many people. Thank you for coming
so
on our
much.
podcast.
I
You
appreciate
are
it.
such a
Yeah.
beautiful light, and thank you for helping so many people.
And then
Very
what's your
welcome.
social media
Oh,
handle?
yeah. So just go to Kerri Kasem. It's KerriKasem. I'm the only one that writes people back. They're like, is this really you? Yes, it is me. And that's the Instagram. Not on Facebook,
That's
not
so
anywhere
nice.
else. Instagram, if you write me on Instagram, it might take me a little bit if I get a lot of DMs. I will
Yeah.
get back to you. Also, you can call me at my clinic. Sometimes I pick up. I picked
nice.
up and this girl didn't believe it was me. So it's 727-426-0110. 727-426-0110. I'm there. Athena's there. Vicky's there. So it's a nice group that we've got.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
You guys
Thank
are
you
very
for coming on
welcome.
the
Thanks
Power
for
of
having
We.
me.
Amazing.